boxing news.
Is there movement? Is it official that Ryan is facing Conor Benn? Can you let us know about that?
Not official. Nothing's official. Just quite yet. I've been hearing rumblings, and look. The bottom line is, Conor Benn is with Zuffa. Conor Benn is promoted by Zuffa and Dana White. So, we have been hearing rumblings that, there's negotiations and this and that. Well, we're Ryan's promoter, and we haven't heard anything. So I'm waiting for that phone call, whether it's from Dana White or whether it's from somebody in charge over there on the other side. So, look, I believe that's a fight that Ryan wants. And if Ryan wants that fight, me as his promoter, I have to grant his wish and work with every promoter, just like I've always done. If I have to work with Dana White, so be it. Which I believe, me and Dana White in the same room, breathing the same air, will probably be more entertaining than the actual fight itself. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it unfolds, all the negotiations and where this fight lands. And obviously, look, we're with DAZN. We are with Ryan Garcia. So again, I work with every promoter out there, and just to make the big fights happen.
I wonder if Oscar's not being coy about things, that the negotiations are further along than he suggests, because according to him, he's still waiting for a phone call.
But Ryan was just on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and he announced the fight himself. So based on that, Ryan and Oscar aren't on the same page.
When is that not the case? I mean, you sort of have to believe that they're working on the Conor Benn fight behind the scenes because of what they haven't been working on. They haven't been working on a Devin Haney rematch. They haven't been working on a Rolly Romero rematch. Both of those guys have been available for weeks, for months, and they haven't been working on that, so it's gotta be because they've been working on this. Oscar says that he's willing to work with Dana White.
He better.
He doesn't have a better offer, a better fight for his own fighter than the one that Dana White can provide him. Neither a Devin Haney rematch or a Rolly Romero rematch would get Ryan the same money that fighting Conor would get him.
For Oscar, it would be a no-brainer. It's the other guys, it's the other side that's paying for everything. All you have to do is sit back and collect your cut. And for what? For a fight that your fighter stands a very good chance of winning. And all you've got to do is rent him out for one night, for one fight, against the weight-drained Conor Benn, who hasn't made this weight 3-4 years, and he didn't look good in his last fight.
Odds are he's not gonna look good in this one.
Ryan's gonna knock him out, and I don't even like Ryan Garcia, but that's my official prediction. I already made it.
You try to do a Devin Haney fight or a Rolly Romero fight, and you've got to be the one that puts the money up because
free agent.
Devin Haney is a network and promotional free agent. He doesn't have a promoter to split the cost, take on some of the risks to do the fight with Ryan, what would be the rematch. It's sort of the same thing with Rolly. You'd have to work with the PBC on that one, but the PBC don't have any money. Whereas if you just rent Ryan out, you let the other guys on the other side pay for everything, you ain't gotta put nothing up, risk nothing.
And you still get to make money because Ryan is still your fighter. You get a percentage of his purse just for them using him.
Common sense. Or have you allowed this much time to pass from the Mario Barrios fight without working on anything? Devin, Rolly, Conor Benn?
Nothing?
That'd be pretty fucking stupid now, wouldn't it?
In spite of Oscar De La Hoya's long-standing rivalry with Dana White, the fight simply makes too much sense not to make it for Ryan and for Oscar jointly, who maybe they're not on the same page, but they both want to make money. I'll bet they agree on that.
Devin, you're not fooling me. I know you scared of me, bro. I've been knowing you for all my life. I've been boxing for over 15 years. We've been boxing for over 15 years. I know you all my life, bro. I know every time we came across each other, you couldn't even look. You scared of me, bro. You scared of me, bro. But you gotta fight me now. We're gonna fight with gloves on. It's not gonna hurt that bad. We're going to fight with gloves on, Dev. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming up to your weight class. I'm making it so easy and sweet for you. God damn. You started around me. You started around me. Tiafimo. Let's talk about it. Won't Tiafimo doing the same shit when I was in position to fight him? These people are scared of me. When are y'all going to realize that? They're scared of me. They don't want to fight me. It's okay, but it's not okay. You feel me? Okay, it's okay, but nah, fuck that. It's not okay. These people don't want to fight me. Lamont Roach walk up to me last weekend. Oh, shit. You look like you a 147. Nigga, you're scared.
We talked about this in my previous video. Why might Devin Haney prefer a Shakur Stevenson fight over a Keyshawn Davis fight?
I still don't know how this is supposed to work because if Devin elects to fight Shakur instead of Keyshawn, it's not like that's a unification match. I don't think the WBO would let him circumvent a mandatory that's already been ordered to have his pick of the litter against a smaller fighter, even if he is a bigger name.
He's not at liberty to take on another fight. The order already came down. So how is this supposed to work?
Keyshawn says that he knows Devin Haney, he's known him for years, and he knows that he's scared. And I might be starting to believe him.
I myself was not that confident that Keyshawn Davis could beat Devin Haney because stylistically, he's a boxer-puncher. Devin is a pure boxer. Usually, the pure boxer has the drop on the boxer-puncher. When you consider how many rounds it took for Keyshawn to finally stop Jermaine Ortiz, he stopped him, but it was very late in the fight.
It was in the 12th round.
It took him all of 12 rounds to finally stop a Jermaine Ortiz, and with Nair Albright, he didn't stop him at all.
So how is he supposed to stop Devin, who many people would say is a better, more efficient boxer than them?
That's why I said initially, this is a fight that favors Devin, based on styles.
But you know, Devin really doesn't seem to want it. He doesn't seem to be all that interested in it, even though he has to have it if he wants to keep his belt. Keyshawn is willing to have it. Keyshawn is willing to fight.
He thinks he can win.
So does Andre Durrell. Andre Durrell recently chimed in about the fight, and I was surprised to hear what he said.
Sounds like he's going with Keyshawn.
If he gets in there with my guy, Keyshawn Davis, I think he's in for a rude awakening, right? He could possibly go down. It could possibly end before the 12th round. However it happens, Keyshawn, in my book, is going to win that fight. But again, Devin is lobbying for that fight to happen first. He'd rather, right? And I love his tenacity, right? And you can see the confidence brewing in this man. He's no longer the guy he was when he fought Ramirez or after a few fights after the...
Pick on a nigga your own size, which is me. And you're still bigger than me. Like, let's be for real, bro. I done walked up to Bill Haney. I walked up to Bill, your father. I don't even talk to you, light skin. You don't make no calls. You a puppet. I walked up to your father, light skin, and your father told me to stand on my word. Now, y'all telling me to sit this one out? Do that make any sense? Why do I gotta sit this out when y'all told me to stand on my word? Scary. Scary. Hey, yo, no cap. Scary. Nigga, scary. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Niggas don't want to fight me, man. They know I'm for real. These people know I'm for real, bro. They know I'm for real. It feel good. It feel good when you know niggas. It feel good when you know people can just not fuck with you. But it also feels even better when you know that they know.
Confidence is infectious, and it's affecting my perception of the fight because he really seems to believe that not only is Devin Haney afraid of him, but that he will beat him.
What does he know that we don't?
That is the power of belief, not to be underestimated.
Just imagine that the fight gets made and Keyshawn Davis really wants to be there,
Right.
but Devin Haney doesn't. By now, we all know that this is not Devin Haney's first choice. He would prefer to fight Shakur, whether it's out of fear of Keyshawn or just the opportunity to make more money with somebody else. Either way, we know.
We know this is not Devin Haney's first choice. So the night of, if Keyshawn Davis wants to be there more than Devin does, he's gonna fight that way.
Matters a great deal. Styles definitely make fights. That cannot be refuted.
Disputed. The way to beat a pure boxer like a Devin Haney is through activity, through volume, where Keyshawn is not a volume puncher. He's a sharpshooter. Fence and fiddle with the pure boxer at your own peril, waiting for the window of opportunity to land a hard shot. That window may never open. That opportunity may never come because a fighter like Devin is safety first. He's gonna stick and move and stay behind the jab, not open up too much, not enough that you can counter him.
Safety first.
Crash the pocket barreling forward and he's gonna tie you up. He's gonna hold, jab and grab.
Safety first.
Aren't too many instances I can think of off the top of my head where a boxer puncher beat a pure boxer. The only one that comes to mind is when Jermel Charlo knocked out Tony Harrison, but it took him 2 fights to do it, and that wasn't until the rematch. That's one of the few instances I can think of where a boxer puncher beat a pure boxer.
Where that's happened.
I do think Keyshawn Davis will carry enough power up to the welterweight division that if he can connect with Devin Haney's jaw, he can take him out. I think he packs enough power to do it. The trick is delivering that power, landing that punch.
Against a pure boxer, it's not really a good idea to look for a single shot to do him. Instead,
Gotta throw punches in bunches. You've gotta crash the pocket, crowd the pocket, throw combinations to the head, to the body.
be busy.
Break the pure boxer spirit. Throw so much at him so fast he doesn't have time to think. He doesn't have time to breathe. Keyshawn Davis doesn't really fight like that. Even if he does pack a big enough punch to hurt Devin Haney, he's gotta land it. And when you're only throwing 1 or 2 punches at a time, you're only giving yourself so many opportunities to hurt the guy. Can he make that adjustment based on how confident he is? Maybe.
I like his attitude. I like his energy. And I like what he's saying because it seems to me like so much of Devin Haney's success at 135 and 140 was predicated on how much he could rehydrate to.
Was it really that Devin Haney is that good a boxer? Or is it just that the night of, he's got a noticeable size advantage over his opponents?
Men's cruiserweight news. Noel Mikaelian's advisor says WBC cruiserweight champion intends to face David Benavidez, not Jai Opetaia. Not like he has much of a choice.
WBC haven't given him one. If he wants to stay champion, he's got to fight David. Anthony Gurges, advisor for WBC cruiserweight champion Noel Mikaelian, told Boxing Scene on Tuesday that Mikaelian prefers to face WBO cruiserweight champion David Benavidez and defend his title, rather than face Australia's unbeaten Jai Opetaia. On May 29th, Mikaelian, 28 wins with 3 losses and 12 knockouts, was reported to be in advanced negotiations to meet Zuffa Boxing cruiserweight champion Opetaia. However, hours after it was reported by Boxing Scene, the WBC ordered Mikaelian to meet Benavidez instead.
Effectively killing the Opetaia fight and any chance of Jai becoming their champion.
Speaking of Boxing Scene, Gurges said, Noel has no intention of walking away from the belt. We are waiting for our offers. Gurges said he was under the assumption he would immediately hear from Benavidez's promoter, Samson Lukowicz. However, since the order was made, he has yet to hear from any of Benavidez's reps, WBC president Mauricio Suleiman, or Mikaelian's own promoter, Don King. We've heard from nobody, Gurges said.
When contacted by Boxing Scene, Lukowicz reaffirmed the fight will happen. It's not proper for me to contact the manager first, he said. I will be contacting Don King by tomorrow and presenting him an offer for the fight.
With whose money? Because Samson Lukowicz ain't got no broadcast deal with nobody. One's with the Amazon deal is PBC. So if anybody's money's gonna get put up to do this thing, it's gonna be theirs. And I don't envy them.
Benavidez versus Mikaelian for $75.99.
Nobody's gonna buy that fucking fight. Next to nobody bought the Zurdo Ramirez fight, and you would have thought that fighting a Mexican national on Cinco de Mayo would have moved some units, but 3 or 4 weeks out from that fight, we still don't have any numbers. No ballpark figure as to what that did. Whereas Inoue, who fought that same day, halfway around the world.
How do we have his numbers, but we don't have David's?
Well, it's simple. When you have something to brag about, you're gonna brag about it. Inoue versus Junto Nakatani, that happened the same day as Benavidez versus Zerto, did astronomical numbers.
So they have something to brag about. David doesn't.
And now David is going to fight an even lesser known fighter than that fighter was.
Right.
Around the holiday season, when everybody's thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas and all their money is dedicated to that stuff.
Good luck.
I don't envy Noel Mikaelian in this situation. I don't know what impression he's under. Being based out of Miami, being based out of the United States, in his own mind he might be thinking that, well, David Benavidez is more well-known in America than Jai Opataya, so maybe I'll make more money?
Good luck.
Because the David Benavidez fight is going to be a pay-per-view as opposed to the Opataya fight that would have been for a flat number on Paramount.
Good luck.
Don't misunderstand me. I think Noel Mikaelian would have made more fighting Jai Opataya because whatever he would have got for Jai would have been guaranteed. Whereas what he might be about to get for David might be based on the upside of a pay-per-view. And if the pay-per-view doesn't have an upside, you don't make very much.
Fighters ain't too bright.
They're all climbing over each other to box on pay-per-view as if boxing on pay-per-view guarantees the big bucks.
You can make all sorts of empty promises based on the upside of a pay-per-view. All sorts of maybe money.
No, I don't envy Noel Mikaelian in this situation. If they make the fight, and I think they're going to, I think David Benavidez beats him. Noel Mikaelian is a guy who needed 2 fights for 1 win over a 42-year-old Badu Jack.
Why do you trash David so much, then pick him to win the fight?
Because of who he's fighting. It's not like he's fighting Jai Opataya, or Artur Beterbiev, or Dmitry Bivol, somebody of that ilk. He's fighting Noel Mikaelian. Before that, he fought Zerto Ramirez.
Before that, it was Anthony Yard.
You ask me, how do I trash this guy so much, but almost always seem to pick him to win his fights? It's because of who he's fighting, and who he's fighting.
Don't you see how careful they are about that?
So yeah, I think he can beat a Noel Mikaelian in perhaps similar fashion to how he just beat Zerto Ramirez. I think he can do that, but Noel Mikaelian ain't no Jai Opataya. He ain't no Artur Beterbiev. He ain't that caliber of fighter.
Looks like David Benavidez is trying to go undisputed without having to go through Jai Opataya. One of the guys here on the channel asked me, I hear a lot of people saying that David doesn't need the Ring Magazine belt to become undisputed, and then some people say that you do need the Ring Magazine belt to be undisputed. Who and what is right?
Well, the idea behind Undisputed is that there's no other reigning champion at the same weight as you because you beat them all. You have all the belts, hence you're undisputed. So long as Jai Opataya is Ring Magazine and lineal champion, David can't be undisputed. Not just by collecting alphabet titles.
The lineage of the division traces back to Jai, not to David.
That's what lineal status is. The lineage of a division and who the man was. And the man, it ain't David, it wasn't Zerto before him or Chris Billum Smith before him.
It was and still is Jai Opataya.